Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to Let's Level Every Class the World of Warcraft War Within series episode 8, featuring our blue-eyed devil femme fatale Novaxaru. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Top right corner of the screen is going to be a playlist card specifically that'll take you directly to Novaxaru's leveling series. Just in case this is your first time tuning in, keep an eye out on the top right corner of the screen because throughout this video and all videos, there's going to be other characters specific leveling series. The card will take you to a multitude of them, featuring Blood Elf Paladin Valera, Human Warrior Malakial. We also have a Jernai Shaman leveling series. We got a lot of characters going on. There's a lot of different characters leveling journeys. I do sincerely appreciate y'all for tuning into episode 8. Y'all, episode 8, we are coming to, we're really on the home stretch. We are currently level 70, and I decided let's go ahead and take care of the Heritage Armor quest. Oh my gosh, looking at Illyria and Magister right here, it looks like, does this not look like mom and dad getting ready to scold you? Like, does this not look like mom and dad is surely getting ready to just scold their kids like, ah, here we go. What did you get involved in this time, child of mine? Now, normally I would do the Heritage Armor sets as a bonus episode, however, Void Elves don't have much of a heritage quest, if that makes sense. You kind of just go to the zone just like we just did, and then that's it. You get handed your little tabard, and there you go.
As a new member of the Alliance, I wish to greet you personally.
Oh goodness, Anduin. Crybaby Anduin. You know, I honestly feel for him. I really do. Because he's not his dad. He's not a fighter. He's not a warrior. And he was put into the position of being prince of an entire capital city that has been plagued by treachery, warfare, everything else. Then you have the complicated relationship with the Arathi, the even more complicated relationship with the Koltaran. You've got just a mess, an absolute mess of a history here. You gotta feel for him. You honestly really gotta feel for Anduin. I'm not saying he's my favorite of any leader, obviously primarily being a horde player, he's not, but you gotta respect him a little bit. He was put into he's got some big shoes to try to fill that he's never going to be able to fill, and I think as the second child of a family, or, you know, second child, the middle child of a family, and or, you know, fathers to, you know, sons to fathers, we never really fill our parents' shoes. We always, like, even in my case, I will never be half the man my old man is. There's just no way. But yeah, congratulations, Bismillah, we did complete the Void Elf Heritage Armor quest. Good job, team. Didn't even take us that long. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen, y'all. Oh my gosh, give me a break, Void Elves. Why did the Alliance need a Blood Elf copycat? Look at this, dude. Like, come on. Ladies, help me out here. What is this? What is this pair of pants? I call it mom jeans because it kind of goes over y'all's belly button and stuff. I don't know if it truly is. I really don't. I'm sorry. Even as a married man, I don't understand some technical terms. Even when the wife tries to explain it to me a million times, it doesn't compute. What is that? Is that what y'all call it? Is it mom jeans or something? Like, what is it? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying it makes y'all's curves look a lot better. I just don't know what the technical term is. I don't know. Maybe some other married men in watching this video can probably help me out here. Sorry, y'all. I don't know. But shout outs to all of our femme fatales, all of our sisters out there. Where would we be without y'all? Truly, where would we be without y'all in the world? So this was not back in episode 1. Mentioned that I was aiming for a specific transmog set. Ooh, that looks actually really good. I gotta get that at some point. Monk is weird. Monk is a little weird. There are, like, this looks good, but I wasn't actually aiming for the Undermine set. That looks even better. We are definitely going to grab that. That does not look too good. I look like I'm going for the Dark Brotherhood back in, Skyrim and stuff. But it's hard to feel like a monk. It was complicated. And I mentioned this probably, I think it was episode 7. It's complicated to feel like a monk because while you feel like it when you're playing class-wise, getting the look, however, is a different story. And that's kind of one thing I feel like throughout leveling Nova, it didn't quite click to me until later on. It was hard to like get that whole role-playing kind of action going on. Like a lot of the Miss Pandaria armor sets, though it has the Asian aesthetic down, it's hard to make it look good if you're just getting it piece to piece. But this is the armor set I was going for, the 7th Legionnaire's leather set. This is a beautiful, freaking phenomenal set, and the Gladiators one looks even better. I'm jealous, Alliance. This is a phenomenal looking armor set. So I know I have to at some point touch Legion, which I'm not necessarily looking forward to. I am, but I'm not, because I never touched Legion originally when I started playing. But that's the transmog armor set I was going to go for, because I saw something I saw another player post that Legion, the Legionnaire set on their monk on, oh my gosh, I don't even know if it was like Tumblr or something. I found it on Google and I was like, that's what I'm going to go for. Then I realized I have to go through Legion stuff, and I was like, well, I'm going to be leveling a character in Legion, like in Legion's Chromie timeline. I'm going to do that at some point. It's actually not too far off, but I didn't want to. I realized with the timing and getting so close to Nova's finale, we're just going to go ahead and go for a different transmog that is honestly probably going to fit the theme a little bit better. It's probably not going to be showcased in episode 8, but definitely in the last episode for sure. For sure. Y'all, I hope y'all's journey in Azeroth, regardless of where y'all are, be whatever version of the game y'all are playing, be it retail, Miss Pandaria Classic, Seasons of Discovery, Classic Anniversary, Classic Era, it simply does not matter. I hope everybody's journey is doing incredible and treating y'all very, very well. We are actually about to come up on the Ghost of Karash patch, and the second major chapter, I think, in the War Within storyline. So it's funny because I'm gonna have to start calling this series a little different name here pretty soon. It's gonna be quite funny. I don't know if I'm gonna go for like the War Within and then Ghost of Karash, or if I'm just gonna call it Ghost of Karash. But I don't know if that would confuse anybody. It's just like, this isn't, and Ghost of Karash is just a part of an expansion, but it's got its own logo and everything. So it's kind of like, how are we gonna, as creators, how in the world are we going, like, are we going to start calling it, is everyone going to swap over to just calling it Ghost of Koresh, or are we going to continue calling it The War Within? Because then how else do you do it? Because then there's Midnight and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Looking forward to it, y'all. Definitely looking forward to it. But we are going to be focusing on dungeons, dungeoneering, because this is what we do. The last 10 levels of any character. Oh my gosh, the brewery, dude. Dude, I love this. I love this dungeon. Honestly, I love it. I really do. I think it's a phenomenal. I think this dungeon, I probably got the most out of leveling when leveling Novaxaru, and we keep getting it, so it's a pretty straightforward one. I like it. I love it. Let's just go ahead and get it done. It looks like we got a good team here too, so looking forward to this. Looking forward to this run. But yeah, y'all, I mean, the 7th Legionnaire set, when I saw that, I was like, I gotta get it. I got to. There's no way I'm not going to. But that's gonna be something that I'm probably gonna do off screen at some point. But, final 10 levels, we're gonna get Novaxaru straight to 80, and then after that, retire her for a little bit. And then on to, whatchamacallit, on to the next character. Which I think is going to be very fun, coinciding with the Jernai Shamans leveling series. I definitely think it's going to be fun, especially for the Chromie time. It's another class that I've never played before. I did play when it came out initially, but I never actually got a chance to play it, so I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Enough about me, however. How are y'all doing? Also do want to say shout outs to the community that is helping grow this channel. I don't get to say it a lot, but I do sincerely appreciate everybody here. Dark, Phoenix, Hades Phoenix, and quite a few others. I know Meaty, Azeroth Mead Hall. I know you stop by on occasions. Uncle Adam, Undead Adam, just again stopping by. High Lord Brother Oklahoma, the legend, also stopping by on the channel, and just everybody else. Sincerely, I really do appreciate it. I know everybody's time here is valuable, and creators in the World of Warcraft space, it's interesting to see how fast y'all come up with content and push it out. Oh my gosh, y'all are some of y'all are pushing out content like every single day. It's beautiful to see, and I applaud y'all for doing it, but it's like, gosh dang. But it's awesome because then I get to play catch up. I don't know if y'all do it too, but I like get to play catch up and start trying to like catch up on what everybody else is doing too, because like me, Meaty, he's got the 1 hour challenge, and Uncle Adam's got the, just the multitude of characters he's leveling in Classic, plus I think a hardcore series. High Lord Brother of Oklahoma has the commentary, but he talks about the game and talks about his opinions on the expansions. Like, we all have a different formula to how we approach topics or just approach the game, and it's awesome to see. And again, I'm sure many of y'all here, the Void fam, do support those creators as well, and please do support other WoW creators in this space as well. Heck, I'll tell y'all who I try to watch everybody to the best of my ability. If it takes me a bit to catch up and comment on others' content, sure, please forgive me. My schedule is crazy. It's hectic, and father, first responder, full-time college student, and everything else. It's crazy. But with that being said, y'all, I do have a favor to ask, and if you are enjoying the video, the content, the series, channel as a whole, which continues to grow, maybe consider tossing this video a like, give it a comment if you have any constructive feedback. Maybe even consider subscribing to this channel if and only if I have earned your trust and earned that subscription. If not, do not worry about it. Really trying to earn every single creator, veteran player, community member of the World of Warcraft community. I'm really trying to earn the trust here, earn the trust, earn the respect. That's what I want, and that's what I'm going to stick to. So if I haven't earned it, don't worry. Please, I will not take offense, but do continue to come back on occasions, or maybe just however so often, because there's a lot of characters I've still got yet to level, and there's a lot of ideas that I do have for future series that I've spoken about in previous videos and other characters leveling series as to where do we go after season 1 is complete. That's 14 characters worth of leveling. That's a lot of leveling and a lot of characters. So where do we go from there? But it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, each character is its own different leveling journey. Dude, what is that glow? What is that? That's like a that dude's running around, but there's like a rainbow going behind him. Is there like an aura in this game? RuneScape, we had the Pride Month season stuff, which was extremely cool. Like that was honestly pretty pricey too. Plus those party hats. Those party hats were something to behold. FF11. We didn't really have any of that stuff because it was a much more older EverQuest style MMO. We really didn't have a whole lot except for the cherry blossom season every summer festival, and some Halloween events, but nothing like too far out there. 14 definitely has a lot more in terms of the cosmetics, but that's just 14. I mean, you're talking cosmetic endgame. Much like WoW, y'all have the transmog endgame. FF's Final Fantasy side of life, it was just like getting just the coolest pieces just to make the best like Instagram posts and everything. I mean, there was literally some of the best role-playing I've ever seen in an MMO, and not to say that World of Warcraft doesn't have that. It's just coming from Final Fantasy, I've seen it, and it's like paramount on some servers. It is truly paramount. And I do know that there is some more role-playing servers. I think Moonguard actually is a more RP server. I'm a part of a PvP realm, though I don't PvP at all. Yeah, go figure that one. So I just haven't seen it fully yet. But Trial of Style, however, let me tell you, y'all go hard in the paint for Trial of Style. It's beautiful to see, and everyone's like so like into it and like complimenting each other and everything. I spent almost like 2 hours doing Trial of Style, and I thought it was the coolest thing I possibly could. Honestly, I just thought it was super cool. So y'all do have a pretty cool transmog endgame, and there's some people who are die hard about it. It's really cool though, because everyone was pretty positive and everybody was like complimenting each other and such. But I definitely want to see more outside of Trial of Style. I want to see like more players like peacocking what they have and everything. I just think it's cool to see. Like in some of the major cities like Orgrimmar, I see a little bit of it, not like a crazy amount. Anything like Dornogal or any of that, I don't see a lot of that, of players like showing off their look. It seems like everybody's just kind of, or a majority of the players are kind of just running around trying to do the dailies, weeklies, and all that other shenanigans. So maybe on an RP server for a while, it's a lot different. I'm sure it is, but I just haven't been a part of that, so I can't really speak fully to it. I can only speak on truly what I've seen. The brewery is such a good dungeon, man. Honestly, for like a first major dungeon in the Mists of Pandaria storyline, it's a really good one. I know in terms of like basic simplicity and whatnot, it may not seem like a whole heck of much, but I think it's really fun. I think this is a really good dungeon. I think it's well designed. I think Mists as a whole, though I'm not going to be able to complete every single like quest and side quest and everything, and it's a leveling journey. for Nova, primarily, with showcasing the actual environments, areas, stories, and such, more to kind of implement it, but not to the full extent. Oh dang, I got stunned. I think that's a first, man. I don't think I've ever been stunned by that before. I think Miss is pretty good. I think Miss has a good tempo about it. Like, Cataclysm felt like we were kind of going... Cataclysm was kind of all over the place, and I expected that. It'll be cool to revisit Lich King, or Wrath of the Lich King, because I completely don't remember the pacing of the questing for it. So it's going to be interesting to see how well the pacing was done. But me, honestly, just me speaking about it, Miss is a good expansion. It's hard not to say, it's hard to sit there and say anything negative about it. Maybe the art style and everything is not to everybody's taste, but in my opinion, it's really good. It's a good breath of fresh air. It's different. It's definitely different. And that's a good thing. I think it's time for a tea break, y'all. I got a little bit of lavender tea right here. Give me one moment. Alrighty. Lavender. That was a very unique taste to it. Maybe I didn't brew it as good. Maybe I don't think I brewed it accordingly. I think I did it a little too hot, but it was quite a unique flavor right there. By the by, we are coming up on the winter season. We're in August and we're about to hit September. But the fall season's going to start to kick in pretty soon. Make sure y'all are taking care of yourselves just as much. I know something little to say, something a little bit different, but do make sure y'all are taking care of your stuffs, your well-being, both mental and physical. It's also very important. Goodness, y'all. You know, for a leveling journey, it's good to get a different... Every character gives you a different perspective. And I think I'll talk about this more definitely in the finale for sure. I definitely will kind of talk on this in a little bit more of a better when I have a little bit more of a clear head. Sorry, college brain is working right now. I feel like every character really speaks volumes to their own story and their own journey. And I definitely try to play into the theme of every unique Chromie time and expansion. Once I get the blueprint down of what I'm going to do with this character, I really try to play into that as much as possible. Yeah, I definitely didn't go to the Throne of Thunder, but I really want to. Can you even get to that part of the island? I've heard, I forgot who told me, but I think one person mentioned you actually have to get further into the expansion storyline because you actually can't fly there physically in the game. It just won't allow you to. You'll immediately start to get fatigued. I'm gonna try that though. I'm definitely gonna try that off screen, see if I can go to that one. But I don't know if y'all do that as well, but every character plays a different a different approach, and I think I'm becoming more and more. I'm getting more efficient at leveling characters. The more I do it, the more I get a pace. The more I continue to build a pace and continue to build a an objective, a very clear objective. Like, I don't ever want a character's leveling journey to be way too long, because for as fun as that is, it would be fun to do a character and make it like this big thing and 100 episodes in length and such like that. I think the length of maximizing it to, especially retail, classic would be a little bit different. Like, if you're especially classic era, that would be different. Maybe I could do it in 20 episodes though, if I really tried. But I think, like, for me, the comfortable range is anywhere from like 10 episodes to 20 episodes. I think that's a comfortable range, or maybe even meeting in the middle and just calling it 15. With retail, I've realized that you can level super quick and very efficiently. I'm not trying to speed run a leveling process. I want to enjoy the game without stressing about timing and maximizing efficiency and all of that. I'm not saying that's not cool and that doesn't have a place in gaming. We have speedrun.com for a reason. We had Speed Demos Archive. I used to call that website Speed Demons Archive for the longest time. I don't know. It was just something that I just never caught on until I actually looked at the spelling of it and was like, oh, hello. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. But I think it's cool. I think just every character, and I'm sure many of y'all can agree, every character is a different experience and gives you a different, unique approach to how can you level this character? How can you maximize your experience and enjoyment in the expansion, and just various little things that I think about. Because if I go back and I'm watching the vid, I really want to make sure that it's enjoyable. Like an entire hour, 30 minutes to an hour, whatever the timing may be, I really want to make it to be enjoyable versus me just rambling about something. You know, I kind of want to actually talk about the game a little bit, talk about the expansion. But when we get to like the finale, like we get to that final 10 levels, because I know I did it with Valera and I'm doing it here with Nova. There's really not much outside of like going into depth a little bit about the expansion and what was my perspective on it, but I'll save that for the final episode for sure. Right now I'm just kind of touching a little bit of the extra side topics that I'll probably forget to bring up in the finale episode. I have a tendency to do that. But there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into blueprinting a character's leveling journey and what objectives I want to really touch. Main thing is really showcasing the game and letting the game speak for itself in a lot of ways. I know that for a good portion of veteran WoW players, or just other players out there in general, that definitely feel that WoW has gone kind of in a much different direction. Oh dang, look at that. That damage dealer didn't even give us a chance. Dang. That's the first. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've seen damage dealers not queue up before, but not one that drops out. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think that when I get to sit down and brass tacks it a bit, thinking about the topic of, and I'm not really one to throw my 2 cents into it, but I think WoW is truly in a beautiful spot. It really is. There's so much you can do with World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft right now, and I've mentioned it definitely in previous videos, that definitely in the Lackout series, I brought it up many times, is that I feel that WoW is in a renaissance period where it's not at the peak renaissance. It can be, but it's in a phenomenal position. I think it really is in a phenomenal spot. It's basically where Pokemon is. You can pick which version of the game you want to play. That's insane to me. You can pick which version, you can go to any zone, you can experience the game and the difference of quests with Chromie time and the leveling. I mean, the fact that I got to, let's say, go to Unguro and experience it with Malakial, and I felt like I was playing Classic again. It felt like once I hit Unguro, I knew that this was the home stretch before I go to the Plaguelands. And it kind of felt like that, even though it was retail and things are a little bit more modern and easier, and the pacing is definitely a little bit different. It's as long as you can find that correlation between the two, or that similarities that kind of bridges the gap. That's a good way to say it. Bridges the gap between classic and retail. Like current WoW, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. Like when I was leveling Valera and I decided, hey, we're gonna skip Silverpine, we're gonna go to the Plaguelands, and I was kicking myself at first because I was just like, man, you know, do I go to the Plaguelands and take that risk? Because the Plaguelands, when I remember I remember it being a drag in Classic. You go to the Plaguelands to get your final 5, maybe final 10 levels, or maybe 6. Maybe 10. It kind of depends if you went up to Winter Spring, or maybe did some stuff in Feralis too, or maybe Silithus. God, Silithus was even worse. Silithus was like, that zone is so bad, dude. Dude. I was just thinking of Silithus, and it's like, oh, flashbacks to like, oh, I don't want to be here. That's a heck of a zone. But I got to enjoy it. Like, I actually enjoyed my time in the Plaguelands. And if we were to ask a younger me, and if like being a paladin and going through Wrath of the Lich King and the Burning Crusade about leveling in the Plaguelands, no, I would sit there and say, I hate this place. I like the dungeon, but I hate this frickin' zone. And I'm going to be revisiting. I know I'm going to be revisiting it pretty soon. Obviously, Nova's, we didn't get to touch it. Or I didn't, you know, I wanted to stay to the Miss Pandaria side, because I really want to highlight the beauty of this expansion and just get a breath of fresh air. Let's get out of the classic. Let's go get out of my comfort zone, because classic is my comfort zone. Cataclysm leveling is probably currently, as it stands, my favorite Chromie time leveling. If you were to ask me like if you could level a character, what time would you use? I'd Cataclysm, because I get the best version of classic dungeons. I get the simplified, the easy peasy, beautiful cover Blood Elf. You know, I get that leveling experience, and it's wonderful. But Miss was such a good freaking expansion. I really enjoyed it as a breath of fresh air. It's just something different. And while the dungeon queue right now is taking a little bit longer, which kind of surprises me for Timewalking wise, it's definitely taking me a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and go to Timeless Isle if I can get us there. Because I just noticed the 4 corners, y'all have the Chinese zodiac gods, which I think is pretty interesting. I don't know, maybe Timeless Isles would be a pretty good bonus episode now that I think about it. I don't currently have a plan to do much over there, but I guess we'll just go ahead and let's see what it's about over there, because I know for many it definitely played a big part. I think a lot of players back in the day enjoyed Timeless Isles, from what I've heard, from what I've been told. So let's just go over there and see what it's about. Now, y'all have the zodiac gods for Timeless Isle, or the Chinese zodiacs and such. In Final Fantasy XI, we had, well, in the zone we called Sky, we had the same thing. We had Byakko. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm gonna live. Holy crow! Holy I was a little worried for a second there. I was like, oh, kind of misjudged that. So this is going to be a pointless death of the video of the VOD, but we made it. We made it. Good job, team. Bismillah. I just think it's interesting. I think it's interesting looking in Timeless Isles and correlating it to an older MMO that I played, because it's like seeing these guys, and then it's just like like in FF11, we'd be hunting Byaku, Genbu, Seryu, and I forgot who else. And then at the end, you go to Corinne, and then you're getting pieces of very good gear down the road. And it looks like somebody's going after Byaku right there. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if there's a challenge to that. Unless he already did that. Goblin, of course, Goblin's chopping it up. This is pretty cool. So we got the Brewmasters here, Lore Walker Cho. Okay, so this is definitely like way endgame of Miss. This is probably like this is definitely like the bonus area that, hey, everybody is coming together and celebrating Horde and Alliance. It's pretty cool considering we got to see part of the Horde and Alliance get to scuffle against each other and whatnot. Oh, we got the Koi Bro, and he's got a nice noodle shop. Yo. All right, for my West Coast family. Oh wow, you even get, look at this cute. Look at this cuteness overload. You get the pets. You get you get the gods as pets. Look at this tiger, dude. What? Cute. Cuteness over, oh, yak. Okay, so it's definitely a little bit different. Definitely a little bit different. I like it. For my West Coast family, especially us that got to go to university closer to the Bay Area and whatnot. Y'all remember Chinatown? Chinatown, San Fran? Heck yeah, I know some of y'all definitely do. Chinatown, San Fran, I've had the best noodles I've ever had without going to, Southeast Asia and just anywhere in Asia or East Asia, South Korea, all that. Best noodles I ever had was out there in Chinatown, San Fran. Coolest stuff. Would definitely like to go back at some point. But yeah, for all my veteran WoW players and for anybody that was looking forward to seeing the Timeless Isles, here you go. Here's the Timeless Isles. I guess for many of y'all, this is where you did your final set of challenges. And it's definitely pretty cool. Definitely pretty cool. It's cool to just see all the NPCs and everything kind of gather. All right, let's see. Oh, nice. We got a dungeon and everybody actually queued up this time. I'm going to take a sip of tea and hopefully be able to follow the group as the tank is currently running off. I know we're trying to speed demon everything, but hey, hang on, y'all. Hang on. The monk needs some tea real quick before we start slamming and powing, you know what I mean?
These other clans are nothing. We are the greatest.
I'm out of range.
We are the greatest. Useless, all of you. Even the gods you give me in tribute can't keep these lesser beings from my palace. Repeat name. Prove yourselves now. Deal with these intrude.
5,
The clan
4,
who brings me their heads will
2,
have my
1.
favor. Clan Kargesh will demonstrate why only the strong deserve to stand at our king's side. impossible! Our might is the greatest in all the Empire. Clan Hathak will show all why they are the truest of Mogu.
Too far away.
Our clan is the true clan. No interloper can change that. Clan Girth will show our king and the rest of you power-hungry imposters why we are the rightful ones at his side. Surrender our right to rule the destiny of our people. Who allowed these outsiders in our halls? Only Clan Harthak or Clan Kargish would stoop to such treachery. Only the dogs of Clan Gothan would point fingers at others for their own failures. Your clan is the most desperate. It must have been you. Clan Gurton is right. Only the honorless Clan Harthak could bring in a lesser race to do their bidding. You must betray us. A well-scripted exchange, but we are not fooled. Your clans are clearly in league with one another. For the glory of our king, our empire, we will put you all down!
I must get closer. I'm out of range.
Yeah, y'all, those are my... That was, I know I was kind of jumping from topic to topic a little bit, and I think definitely for the season finale, it's definitely probably going to be a little bit similar, although I'm going to actually go a little bit more in depth in terms of, you know, what was my experience with Monk? Did I enjoy the leveling? Did I enjoy, you know, what are some elements of the Pandaria expansion that I think could have been improved on a little bit? Or what do I think I could have done a little bit better in terms of understanding Monk, I was going to say the techniques, absolutely. Oh, I mean, kind of, I guess, storyline wise, we got to practice on our martial arts techniques. So, I mean, that was pretty cool. But I'll definitely talk a little bit more in terms of like, what are things that I've noticed about Monk that I enjoyed? What are some things that I think could be improved on with the class, at least from a casual player's perspective, nothing hardcore, just casual player's perspective, and definitely stuff that I can improve on. And again, I'm always open to constructive feedback and criticism, so if y'all ever have any, please do let me know, because any constructive feedback can really help me improve, and I'm always open to hearing opinions. I mean, y'all actually can be honest, totally being honest here. Y'all can actually sit there and say, dang man, you sucked as Monk. And I was like, heck yeah, man. It's like, Dude, I know I sucked, but that's the beauty of it. You know, and that's another thing, like utilizing the single button is, I was gonna call it the tool assisted. This is not a speed run. This is not a speed run, but the single button assistant, I'm still utilizing it because I really want. One, it actually is pretty cool for me because I'm still working on like not clicking every single ability, but then I don't know. I just keep forgetting where certain ones are, and then I have to look down. I'm like, oh goodness. It's almost like learning how to drive all over again. But I'm still using it because I want others out there to be cool with saying, hey, this is something that I actually really could use, or this is something that I definitely find. Oh dude, he totally just left us here. Did you see that? He totally just left us here. Like, he couldn't just wait for dude, what the heck? Yo, wow, we're really trying to speed run the Mogu Palace here. Nuts. Yeah, I want players to feel comfortable. Like, if y'all need the tool assist or tool assist, oh, see, here I go again. The single button assistant, please use it, because I don't know all the complexities of damage dealing or absolutely, min-maxing and all that. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm ever going to be that type of player. No disrespect to those that are, but there's definitely a part of me that wants to be, wants to help bolster confidence to other players. I don't know everything about WoW. I don't know every single thing about every single class and whatnot. I want anybody that's looking at this video to be like, I want to play WoW, or I want to jump into that game, or I never got to play WoW, never got to try it. Okay, cool, awesome. I inspired somebody to jump into the game. Kind of like I was speaking about before, I know that many, for some older veteran players, it seems like we're jumping into the world. Is it the World of Warcraft that, was about like war and total conflict and everything else? I mean, we're kind of the storylines right now are like way out there in left field for a lot of players, and I understand that. I totally can understand that. But the last thing I would want is to make it to where nobody, make it to where like this isn't the WoW that I necessarily grew up on. And again, we can all say that. We can all say that for anything, any hobby or game we ever used to play. It's never going to necessarily remain the same, though I respect what that older veteran type of player definitely thought-wise can bring to the table. I definitely can respect that. It's just that I feel that I don't ever want to I just don't want to ever be too negative about the game. It's cool to critique and to throw in 2 cents, do surveys, all that. Absolutely, that is incredibly important, because that transparent communication between developer, the development team, and community that is paying to play, absolutely. You pay to play, you have the right to say, absolutely, we all should be saying our opinions and whatnot. We all should be doing that, because how else is the game ever going to improve? I just want to inspire a new wave of players to come in and actually play the game and just say, hey, try it. Even coming from an older Final FF11 player and whatnot, this has been a phenomenal experience for me. I've really enjoyed it. For what it's worth, I've really enjoyed it. I can't say I'm a true veteran player like others, definitely not, because I didn't get to experience every single, expansion. I played up to a certain point, and then after that I went back to FF11, went back to what I knew, and kind of just put WoW on the side burner, and here I am revisiting it and just loving the experience, loving it, loving the grind, loving the experience, loving the game for what it is. And I'm definitely looking forward to more retail, more War Within, and more classic too. Like I said, there's so many different versions of the game to play. Play all of them. Don't just play one. Try them all. Because it's there for you. Try everything. But y'all, we are on the final boss of this dungeon. I think... Holy crow. I forgot about that. I completely forgot he had that ability. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here in terms of commentary. We're gonna go ahead and complete this boss, and then the finale maybe will be in the next episode. We'll go from there, team, and then on to the next character, and then so on and so forth. That's the whole point of the Let's Leveling journey. You know, it's the journey, not the destination. But y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for your time and whatnot. Hopefully I didn't ramble too badly or too much. But I will catch y'all in the next episode. We're grinding. We're gonna get Nova to level 80. Looking forward to it, to being there with y'all. Take care. Be safe. Have a wonderful week. Do keep track of y'all's physical and mental well-being. It's incredibly important. I hope y'all are doing phenomenal in life and inspiring others to do the same. Take care, everyone. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.